Hello and welcome back to BannerKings, and we're here at a very familiar site. Yeah, this place. And this is actually going to be one of those places that I think we are going to be seeing quite a lot of if the Joroya decide that they're going to counterattack or do something like that. I actually want to see where Desporion goes. Is he actually going to come over here? He's thinking. It says he's thinking. That is very funny. Alright, yeah. So he's basically just going to go wherever. I don't think he's going to come and help us. So what we're going to do is we're just going to let our trebuchets kill that last catapult, and then we are literally going to put them away. That is what we're going to do. Because from what I've seen so far, and indeed, you know, a couple of people in the comments were also kind of corroborating this, I actually got killed by the trebuchets, potentially, in the previous episode, because friendly fire is indeed a thing, and or it might have been the fact that the enemy used some fire pots on us, and obviously we now have fire pots available, and I am extremely excited. So we're going to see how that goes. Now, one thing, this is a bit of an issue here. People in the comments were pretty adamant, pretty outspoken about the current state of our lack of shield. And so I'm thinking to myself, okay, well, what can I do to actually make this a little bit better? Well, I can use a shield, and then I can take away my spear. But the problem with taking away the spear is that I'm no longer going to be able to use it on horseback sufficiently. So what I'm going to have to do is when I get into the castle, into the keep, wherever, I am going to have to dismount. And that may, in fact, lead me to die. So, yeah, a little bit problematic. The reason why I removed the shield is because it didn't feel like it was doing anything for me. But maybe I just didn't notice, because, as I say, a couple of people did actually say that it was saving me quite a lot of damage, and as I said, maybe I just didn't, maybe I just didn't notice that. So this is going to be very, very interesting. Hopefully we will be okay. I'm a little bit worried, but the cool thing is that I just got a new throwing weapon perk that actually gives me 2 additional firebombs in each stack. As you can see, I now have 14 firebombs, which is actually amazing. So let's see what we can do here. Oh yeah, they are throwing them. Look at this, they are throwing them at me right now. Oh, this is bad. This is bad news, Bez. I should get out of here. Okay, woo, that was a bit of a tough one right there. But yeah, the amount of damage that we can deal with this is crazy. And that's the reason why we died before. I'm pretty sure that's the reason why we died before. So it wasn't the trebuchets, but it is a possibility, so that's the reason why I removed them. And now I'm see, now I'm in a bad situation because I want to get up there. But we're gonna get murdered, aren't we? We're gonna get murdered by a fire pot. If I die from a fire pot, then I am sorry. Let's do this. There we go. Let's go in there. There we go. Kill them. Kill them all. Kill them all. Kill them all. There we are. Nice, nice, nice. Kill these guys. There we go. They're dead. Let's stab this fellow or thrust at him a little bit. There we go. Nice. That guy is dead. Now we can just go to town with our dagger. Oh, yeah. Now this is fun. Here we go. This is what I'm talking about. This is the kind of situation we want to be in. And I still have 8 of these things remaining. Wow. That's actually kind of insane. Okay. Boom. Yeah, there we go. Look at that damage. Oh yeah, that's what I like. Okay, now we are looking pretty good, actually, all things considered. We are looking really, really nice right now. Let's just stab that guy. There we go. Get him out the way. Let's try and kill these guys. Boom. There we go. I actually killed one of my own people, which is not exactly great, but, collateral damage does tend to happen. But yeah, you could see here that this is actually kind of immense. And very impressive, because this is the kind of thing we've been missing this entire time. A way to clear out enemy emplacements. And this is exactly the ticket. This is exactly the thing that we have been missing this entire time. Because without this, you're going to be stagnant. You're going to be, basically just doing the classic native warband kind of thing, where you basically just hit each other over and over in the same place until one of you dies. And yeah, that's not the most riveting thing to do. So I'm actually really, really pleased that we have this ability now. And I'm not going to overuse it. I'm only going to be using it against, you know, a significant portion of troops. Because what's the point in me using it against, like, you know, 2 people or 3 people? That doesn't really make any sense. So I am going to be a little bit restrained on that. Because otherwise, if I'm not restrained and I don't, you know, take it easy, it's basically just going to be like, well, what? It's going to eliminate a lot of the difficulty. Although, to be fair, we've already done a significant amount of that. But I am actually really enjoying my dagger, by the way. As you can see, my dagger is is actually surprisingly powerful. Really, really nice, in fact. Okay, so am I seeing anyone to use bombs on? I don't think so. I'm going to jump down here, stab this guy in just a moment. There we go. Oh, really? Oh, never mind. He didn't see me. Thank you. Thanks, Sithis. He did not see me. Because otherwise, I would have had to run away. No, of course. But it was nice that we were able to stealth kill him, basically. But yeah, as you can see, I actually killed 108. 108. Not bad. And that is obviously primarily due to the bombs. Without the bombs, I wouldn't have been able to do that. But that saved us so many casualties. I think we probably would have achieved victory without the bombs, but it made a huge difference. I don't know, would we? Because the thing is, if you take a look at how many enemies are actually inside the garrison total. I mean, look at that. Look at how many we killed. We killed 568. Look at that. 182 renown, if you can believe it. Wow. This is actually the first time I have gotten more renown than influence. So that is a huge, huge deal there. Anyway, 568, and we killed 100, right? So 468 would have been the remaining troops that we would have had to kill without the bombs and things like that. I think, in general, the number was not actually the reason why we achieved victory there, the number of kills. I think the reason is because we used it in a situation that would have otherwise kept us in a huge bottleneck. And I think the bottleneck is the main reason why we would actually end up suffering massive casualties more than anything else. However, we did see that the AI wasn't being particularly tight about their bottleneck. They were allowing people to go inside the walls. Fortunately enough, they didn't have too many bomb throwers. I mean, you know, they do come in stacks of 5, which is pretty strong. But thankfully we were able to do it. So there you go. And they actually have 121,000. I feel like it was actually a very good idea for us to... I don't know whether the shield actually did anything. I think it blocked one thing. So I guess it's doing a bit of a good job, right? I think it's doing something. So anyway, 65,000. Am I having any kind of hurting problem? No, doesn't seem like I am. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to wait here for a little bit of time, and we're going to see if I'm on the ticket for this. I would personally like to be on the ticket, and if not, I will maybe open up the BannerKings menu, and I might try to usurp it from whoever is the owner. If I can do that, we may in fact have a pretty good time of things, and we might actually be able to, you know, expand our own domains. We might be able to do something along those lines. The main... See, now here's the thing. Ideally, I would love to be able to give these firebombs to pretty much every single one of our companions. I'd love to give them to our vassals in the future, if we have any vassals ourselves. I would just generally like to equip ourselves with these bombs almost all over the place. Unfortunately for me, I don't think that is actually going to come to fruition, because the AI is too, shall we say, unpredictable. Also, by the way, Nadea did actually give birth in my off-screen time, and we are now a proud father, which is obviously fantastic. And I think it's a little girl that we had, so that's wonderful. Very nice indeed. Otherwise, this guy is going to be the guy that we're going to be voting for here. I'm going to give him, you know, our full support. Desporion did basically nothing at all, and his town is super far away. Not sure why he's even on the ticket, but there you go. This guy, on the other hand, he owns Lagater. Lagater is also super far away. Not sure why he would even be on the ticket either. My town is actually closer than either of these guys. I'm actually kind of surprised that I was not on the ticket whatsoever. It's kind of annoying, but I guess we'll see what happens when we go over here. So let's take a look. The question is, where is this thing? Because I could barely find it before, if you recall. I could barely find it before. Doesn't seem like it's even here. What about if I go here? Can I usurp it from one of these guys? No, it doesn't. Where is the claim thing? Is it not actually available for me? Because I would have expected... No, see, now this is the thing. It is not, as you can quite clearly tell. It is not available at all. So I actually have no clue how to do that claim thing, because as you've no doubt seen, I've done this twice now, and I've taken a look at the the Geroyans, as you see here, and they're actually it's nowhere to be seen. So I don't know, maybe we're gonna have to wait a little bit of time for us to see something actually happen. I don't know. It's a bit of a weird situation, but yeah. Anyway, Desporion was actually capable of taking this castle, which is pretty nice, and that means we don't have to worry about the castle at least. But I still have to say that the fact that those guys were on the ticket and we were not is a little strange. I personally don't understand the thought process behind that, but there probably isn't a thought process, you know. But the funny thing is, obviously, as we know, the AI does tend to award people certain fiefs dependent on a variety of factors. Most notably, they're going to be looking at proximity to other fiefs. And well, I have Kuyaz, as you can see right there, and Kuyaz is pretty close. It's only 1 day away by boat. And the other people that were actually on the ticket own Rote, which is right here. This is pretty far away, and Lagater, which is over here. And I'm sure there was another guy as well, but I can't. He obviously had no chance of winning. So yeah, a bit strange, as I say, a bit strange. And well, I can only hope that we're going to be able to maybe even eliminate the Geroyans in this very episode. And now what I'm actually going to be doing, like I said before, with Nadea, is we're just going to be keeping her in our army here until she gets pregnant again. And then we'll probably be making her into her own party, and then we can actually run around with 2 parties in our army, and we can, you know, have a grand old time that way. Unfortunately for me, though, that obviously is going to result in quite some wages, but I don't know whether that's that big of a deal considering we're making so much right now. I mean, well, we're not making a huge amount. As you can see, I'm making 2,000, but you can see my workshops are actually making 1,900, which is crazy because, you know me, I'm actually someone that really does not believe in workshops whatsoever. I think that they are usually really, really bad. But they are providing us with some actually pretty good stuff right now. And you got to also bear in mind that most of our workshops are working at 75% capacity, because obviously I do want to save some of the beer and wine and all that wonderful stuff, so that when we do drop by, we can take some of it for ourselves. But yeah, anyway, we're going to try and bombard the walls here. They have near 1,000 troops. I'm a bit worried about actually going in here by myself. So I was actually kind of hoping that Desporion would help us, but as you could see, he has disappeared like normal. You know, this is actually one of those interesting times where I think to myself, maybe I should respec my throwing skill. And I'm going to tell you why, alright? Yeah, this is only going to take a minute or so. Apologies if that's annoying. Anyway, as you can see right here, well prepared. That is probably something that I should have taken for this specific event, for the fact that we do have the firebombs. Firebombs, obviously we have 2 stacks of those, and the perks apply to each stack individually. So because we have a stack of 5, having +1 to each of those stacks is basically going to give us +2, so we'd have 12. And then we also have saddlebags, which allows us to gain +2 ammunition for throwing weapons when you start a battle mounted. So in other words, we would have then a total of +3 per stack of throwing weapons. In other words, we would then have 16 fire pots. 16, if you can believe that. And that means that you basically you've almost doubled the amount of fire pots you have. And look, there's even another one. Look at this. +2 ammunition for throwing weapons. Once again, look at that. So in other words, that's per stack once again. So that is literally going to make it so that you have 20 firebombs with just 2 stacks. And that means that is, wow, okay. We're going to have to level up my thrown weapons a little bit more here. This is going to be insane. If we can actually pull this off, it's going to be good. It's going to be glorious. That is what's going to happen here. Anyway, we now have 3 trebuchets. As you know, I do tend to like to do the 3 trebuchet +1 strategy. Basically just putting them all out there, having them take the brunt of the damage, and if they do get destroyed, then you can just replace them, and then a full health trebuchet comes in. As you can see, usually it is perfectly fine, and there is really no issue. Ah, wait a minute. It said something about a claim? Did you see that? It said something about a claim. I don't know where. Oh no! Does it say it in the text box, or do I need to go somewhere else to see that? Because it was just a pop-up, and with all the messages, there was no way I was going to see that. No, it doesn't look as though it actually shows me in the text box. So that's really weird. But it said I had a claim to something. Yeah, well, I obviously can't see that now because I am in, I'm in a siege. So yeah, there you go. That's so unfortunate, isn't it? Oh well, never mind. We'll be okay. We just got to destroy their walls, and then we'll be straight on in there. And it's going to be nice and easy. Obviously, look at that, 9,200 already. I actually feel like siege engines are super powerful in BannerKings, but maybe that's just me. Because I did actually recently get the lordship skill, or is it scholar skill? I think it's a scholar skill actually. And the scholar skill in general basically allows me, I'm going to just show you real fast because it's easier for me to show you than for me to explain it. So as you can see right here, the engineering skill tree yields both perks rather than just one. So in other words, my engineering skill tree right here basically gives me double the benefit. I don't know whether I need to respec to actually make it work from a visual standpoint, or whether it is just working automatically. I have no clue about that, so I wouldn't be able to corroborate that. But that is still, you know, pretty cool if I do say so myself. Anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm once again going to get rid of the trebuchets. This is also something that I used to do back in the day, because I actually felt like leaving troops on siege engines is maybe not very efficient, because if you leave troops on 4 trebuchets, I mean, I don't know how many people really need to run a trebuchet by themselves, like 3, right? 3, 2, I don't know. I'm not sure how many people it takes. But you think about that, and then you think, oh yeah, you know what? Maybe it's actually going to be a better idea for us to go the other way, and to actually just remove the trebuchets altogether and just have them do something else. Like, for example, just attack with us. You know, that's probably going to be a better idea. Okay, so let's actually just go straight on in. I'm going to do massive damage here. I'm just going to literally kill as many of these people as I can. I'm going to try to obviously be very careful about getting hit myself, You could see here that they're actually attempting to kill me right now. Let's kill them instead. There we go. Nice, and that's it. There you go. That is all she wrote. That is all she wrote. Unfortunately, I've used so many of my firebombs now. I'm not entirely pleased about that, but we need to do as much damage as possible here if we stand any chance of achieving victory. Okay, and oh, okay, wait. Something I've actually just noticed right now. Basically, if you throw one of these bombs, you have to make sure that you hit in the center of an opposing force's troops. If you do that, you're going to have a much easier time of actually doing damage. Because if you hit them on the outside, all that's going to happen is the outside troops will be the ones taking damage and none of the inner ones. And that's going to be your main weakness there. Now, unfortunately for me, I'm not really going to have the ability to do massive damage with, on my horse. So I am just going to have to get off here. And you can see that we've done 167 kills so far. And most notably, we have cleared out the first initial starting area here for our forces. And they can actually make some pretty good strides here, hopefully. Now, who's this guy? He's dead. Alright, we don't have to worry about him too much. Hello there, sir. Can I kill you? There we go. We can maybe take him out. He's a bit strange. I'm getting shot in the face. That's nice. Okay, I gotta be careful here. Nice slash. Wow, I actually got a good slash on that guy. I was a bit worried actually coming in here because I thought to myself, yeah, usually when I'm having a 1 versus, however many situation, I feel pretty not confident, basically. So it's actually kind of nice that we were able to achieve victory here despite that. Because, as I say, I'm not that confident in my abilities to actually, win in those situations. You can see here that this guy actually hit me in the face, did 24 damage. He must have gotten super lucky with that as well, because obviously we do have a full face helmet, which is a pretty big deal. Let's just kill that guy. Now we'll go for the thrust. He brought out his bow. Why are they bringing out their bow? What a weird thing to do. Can I actually, I don't think I can. That's one of those things that I feel infinitely sad about whenever I see the arrow barrels. I always go, can I pick up some thrown weapons from here? No, I don't think you can. I don't think you can. Maybe I still needed a couple of thrown weapons in my inventory to be able to do that, but I don't think so. But I think we're basically done, as you can see right here. Yeah, the enemy is done. Look at that. We completely shocked them into submission here. That was purely because of our actions that we were able to do that. Without these bombs, we would not have been successful. That's basically that's pretty much a certainty here. And again, it is not really due to the numbers, because as you can see, we're still fighting. We're still fighting enemies. But it is because we cleared those very strategic areas out from enemies. That's the main thing that we have to take away from this, because no matter whether you kill 1,000 units, 2,000 units, 10 billion units, whatever, if you're not killing the right ones, it's not going to make any difference. You have to kill the ones that are in the most strategic positions possible. That's the reason why I was trying very hard to kill these guys at the bottleneck here and then literally just ride across to the opposite end and use the bombs on the next ones. And that's basically it. But we are 100% going to achieve victory here, and I am infinitely pleased, because this means now, oh yeah, you guessed it, we no longer have to deal with the Giroya at all. We can basically pat ourselves on the back. Look at the renown. This is the largest amount of renown that I think I have ever seen. Because, and let me tell you this right now, in the base game, I think renown is capped to a certain value. I could be wrong about that, but I have experienced it multiple times where I've gone into battles, and this is probably a BannerKings thing, lifting the cap or something like that. I don't know. But basically, I have experienced it multiple times where I've gone into a really, really large battle, And I have consistently gotten, what is it? I think 75 is the cap or something like that, or barely over 100, basically. Barely over 100. And so in those situations, I'm just kind of, infinitely sad, disappointed, whatever you want to call it. And this time around, though, look at what we got. We got some crazy, crazy cool stuff going on here. Really, really pleased, actually, that we were able to do that. Okay, so let's sell all of this. This has a huge amount of money here. Unfortunately, I'm not going to have a massive amount to actually sell. So we're just going to have to, do what we can. And I will also sell the prisoners, of course. And it's easy to start from the bottom here. There we go. I'm not going to get rid of... Wait a minute. How are the stats of these guys? They're actually not looking particularly bad, are they? I feel like we should probably keep some of the Marines, right? Let's just keep some of them. So let's keep, I don't know, let's keep like 30 of them or something like that. Because then they can, they can join us over time. They can, ingratiate themselves with our army. And obviously we did used to be that culture. So it might be kind of cool to have some of their troops with us as well. And I'm going to be very careful here as well. We're going to actually have to make sure that no vassals decide that they're going to try and sneak attack this, but I'm pretty sure that there isn't actually anything to worry about, because there are, I think, very few vassals, if any, that can actually do anything at this point. But this has literally made all the difference. And it's funny because I wouldn't have... it's actually quite amusing, because I wouldn't have been able to do this unless I had exactly that amount of fire bombs, which is quite amusing. I'm quite surprised by that, to be honest. What we're going to do is we're going to take last hit as well. Last hit right here. Plus 50% damage to enemies with less than half of their hit points left. This can actually also be extremely powerful with our fire bombs, because even though the fire bombs do massive damage in general, this is still going to affect the enemies on the outer portions of the AoE, right? Which means that if they are, at below 50%, they're going to take 50% more damage. And if they're on the edge of the AoE and they get hit for, let's say that they have, I don't know, 40 HP remaining, and they get hit for 20 damage on the edge of the AoE, they are then going to be taking 50% more damage, and they may in fact then get killed due to some other kind of incidental damage, but it's going to weaken them so dramatically that they're going to die, soon, hopefully at least. Anyway, yeah, we need to get to resourceful, so 200 skill points in throwing, and you can see here that we have 4 focus points and only 2 attribute points in control, which is really kind of bad. But yeah, anyway, there is actually still 1 town remaining from the Giroya, and I'm actually not sure how that's really going to go. But what I do know is that I'm certainly not going to be on the ticket for this voting. What do you bet? There's no way I'm going to be on the ticket for this, even though I took it. Yeah, as you can quite clearly see. Yeah, this is so disappointing, actually. This is really, really disappointing, because I took this basically solo, and they are not rewarding us in the least. Is that because Kuyaz has such a high prosperity? Yeah, I mean, look, Kuyaz actually has 6,200 prosperity, which is obviously not the greatest it could be. Ortisia is actually the richest town in our domain. But I'm still, I'm not a big fan, I'm not a big fan. I feel like they should reward people, dependent on how much they have contributed. But obviously that's just me. Yeah, well, never mind. Okay, let's actually just take a quick look at this. Maybe we are going to be able to use up something. I'm not seeing any claim button right now. No. No, I'm not seeing any claim button whatsoever. This is so strange. I still don't understand how the claiming system works, because yeah, we did find it beforehand, but now I have no idea. You see, that's the that's the main issue. Wait a minute. Is there something? Yeah, look, I can usurp this. What does that mean? You may claim this title. Okay. Press your claim and usurp this title from its owner, making you the lawful ruler of this title. Usurping from lords within your kingdom degrades your clan's reputation. Okay, let's do it. There you go. All right, so I am now... Oh, okay. Oh, that's cool. Okay, so I have now usurped Mashiaka of Kuyaz. I have no idea what that actually even means. I'm going to assume that that means that I am now the Lord of Kuyaz legally. Right? I can assume that is the case, right? Okay. Well, that's pretty cool, right? That's pretty cool. Yeah, we are now the legal owner. So that means, technically, that means that I will now be able to give knighthoods to people. Maybe. Because obviously, as we saw beforehand, giving knighthoods to people is a little bit finicky. It may not actually work because we're going to need to see whether these villages are even eligible. Because it feels to me like Tarcutus and all the other villages are the ones that are, you know, getting priority for some reason. I don't actually know why that is. But yeah, this particular town's going to be a little bit harsh for us, I think. And I actually should not be pushing forward anyway, because we are significantly injured right now. So I'm going to have to do a little bit of resting up first. Anyway, that is going to be it for this episode. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.